Hey, it's still playing somehow. That music got a little messed up. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Oh, there's feedback. Hang on.
You still getting the feedback?
How's that?
I'm not hearing anything.
Good. I had a tab open that just started playing, and it must have been where it was. All right. Anyway, welcome everybody. It is 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on June 13th. It's Monday night. I'm Lynda Light, and this is Bev Morrison, the astrologer. She is going to be giving us some really important information because there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm not even going to pretend to know all the things that are happening, but Bev's going to break it down for us because these energies are rough, they're raw, they're challenging, but they're also the opposite of all of that. And they're beautiful, loving, creative, and so powerful and intense and immense and divine. So to access all of that, we have to understand, the yin before we get the yang kind of thing. So, Bev,
Yeah.
what is going on?
Just wondering how everybody's feeling out there first. Is everybody feeling the energy kind of like we are? Seems like the last 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks have just flown. Seems like a lot of heavy stuff going on right now.
It has. You think that's part of the purging? We're picking up
I think
collective.
it is.
Yeah.
It just keeps kind of like accelerating as we go through these different phases and aspects. It just seems like time is really picking up.
Yeah. Yes, it does. And it's almost like sometimes you can go to bed one night and wake up and feel like yesterday was 2 weeks ago. How's that?
Yes, it feels like it was that long ago since we did the last live. It's been, well, over 2 weeks. It was Saturday, so.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, because that was when I was with you the last time we had our live. Oh, so I owe you and our audience a huge apology. And I'm doing it publicly because I slept on you a lot. And I just want to say I am hearing some feedback. I think it's coming out like an echo. So sorry.
Now, is it gone?
Let me see. Sometimes it was just more of like an echo, but I don't hear it now. Don't tell me that was the air conditioner.
That was the air conditioner.
No. Oh, I'm so sorry, sister.
That's okay.
No, wait, I'm still hearing it. It wasn't the air conditioner.
It wasn't the air conditioner?
Yeah, it's sort of like an extra rumble, but there's got to be communications going on in the sky, right? You're going to tell me there's something going on with the communications because I'm having all kinds of issues with texting and all kinds of communication things, which is strange because I know Mercury's not in retrograde, right?
We're quite out of its shadow. We got just a couple more days yet till he comes out of his shadow period, but he went into Gemini today, so look for the pace and a lot of things to start picking up. Summertime, people taking vacations, you had graduation plans, holiday plans coming up. It's going to be a busy time, and that's usually how Gemini season is anyway. But with all the other stuff going on right now, it's going to be pretty busy and a lot of info coming out.
Interesting. Oh yeah, you think there's going to be some major disclosures, and that's because of Gemini season per se, or is that because of more planetary alignments?
A little bit of both. Being Gemini season and some of the aspects that the planets are in right now, it's prime time for things to come up. We had Pluto come out of retrograde, and it's back at the point where it is in the USA's Pluto return. So it's going back over that point and going forward now.
Oh, that's right. Oh
so
my God.
Things back up and out. It's going back over that same point.
I think when you first came on and spoke to me and Sherry when we did Soul Sister Speak and Astrological Update, I think that was the Pluto return. So that was like the beginning of that. Was that 6 months ago or something?
Something like that. Pluto moves so slow. Yeah. So it went retrograde and now it's starting to move forward again. So now we're going to have forward movement. It went back over the degree and it's coming back over to move forward again. So we've got a lot of Pluto themes coming up, which is the institutions, how things are structured, authority, rules, all that. So that's getting ready to be drugged back up with Pluto now. So we're going to see a lot of those things come back up mainly between now and and I'm saying the end of July, the beginning of August, I think we're going to see a lot of changes. Just that's my feeling on it.
Girl, it's right on time too, because I decided, I mentioned to you before we went on um, the live, I mentioned to you that I was going to change my status and I was going to be stepping into my my true sovereign state. And I'm going to do a video. I'm going to document the process because I know there's a lot of people that are interested in that. But this has everything to do with, like the new republic and Pluto and all that. And now Pluto's returning. And it's like Pluto's doing all this again. And here we are. And it's people are stepping out, choosing to step out of one status and into another. So it's one matrix and like one de facto kind of government and saying, nope, you're not for me. I'm going over here. And it's like registering to vote. It's like, do you want Democrat or Republican or maybe something else? It's the same thing now. It's like, do you want to be in the corporation, which is the White House Inc., right? You want to be in that? Because we know the United States Inc. went defunct. So it's like, do you want to be in this one or do you want to be in the Republic and be a free sovereign? So anyway, there's more about that later. I won't get into that now, but it's interesting when you brought that up about Pluto being back and the same degree point as it was when the Declaration of Independence was signed, because a lot of things have to be moving forward that way. We can't just live with two governments, indefinitely, right?
And that's where the new structures from Pluto are going to come in. We're getting the ideas. We're putting things in place. We've got that North Node in Taurus, and that's all about the 3D and the actual things, your five senses, tangible items, things that you can actually take forward and build on. So that's all a part of this whole big cycle that we're going through.
And we're building. We are building, all right. And we're just like, there's too many people that are like, we're not waiting for the next generation. We're not going to just sit back and say, someone else will take care of it. There's enough people in action. And if you're not, and action can be learning too. You don't have to be actually doing something to be in. You can be learning and be in action. But there's enough people now there's nothing can stop it.
And lining up those steps and following it step by step. It's making it tangible because you have Saturn coming in. Saturn's actually helping in this full moon. Saturn's actually supporting the moon and the sun. So Saturn's opening those doors now. And it's starting with this full moon that we're having tomorrow in Sagittarius.
Okay. So wait, that's the strawberry full moon or super moon?
Yes, strawberry full moon. And what it is when the moon is closest to the Earth, and it was named the strawberry moon after the Native Americans named it because it's the time for the strawberries to come through. So I found that interesting too. Did a little dig there, me in the deep dives. But yeah, that's tomorrow at 7:52 a.m. and that's Eastern Standard Time that comes in. I know everybody's had to be feeling it before that because it's pretty intense and pretty emotional, which all full moons usually are.
All right, so that's the strawberry. And why do they call it a supermoon again? I forget.
Because the moon is the closest to the Earth in its orbit, and there's something about it gives it that glow too. Because of where the moon is positioned, there's a lot more to the science part that I don't understand. But yeah, that's why they call it that. Because it's
an optical elliptical illusion. Something strange.
Can't pronounce those words and not even going to try.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, the full moon was like, I feel like it was reaching people as early Saturday. What's today? Monday? Day before. It should have been starting like yesterday. I feel like it started on Saturday and some on Friday even. It was a long stretch before, so it's super magnetized. It's got a lot of power to it. And it's really it's aggravating and annoying a lot of people. Just going to say that.
Actually, that's a lot of the, you get people riled up with the full moon, but you also have Mars in Aries and Jupiter in Aries. So you have, Mars, the warrior. You have Jupiter making things bigger. Hey, let's do this. So, you've got the action and the aggression there. So yeah, I can see a lot of that with the public, but you take it and you look at it the other way. How can we positively put this into place and what can we do? But that doesn't help when tempers are hot and everybody's got a short fuse.
Right. And when you're trying to cohabitate and live with people, I don't mean live in the house like my mom and I get along great. But when you're going to a social event and there's different people and interacting and socializing and mingling. Everybody's got their own bubbles of energy. And when somebody's angry, mad, annoyed, upset, that spreads out to everybody else or pushes them away. You don't
Yeah, you
realize
can
when
feel.
you're wearing your emotions like that, or your emotional body, you're choosing to like punch with your verbiage.
Yes,
Um, and if you're punching with your verbiage, you're just gonna push people away because people are not there's a lot of people not in conflict too right now. They're
yes,
observing, they're awake, they're looking, they're observing, they're checking stuff out, and they're like, that's interesting. They're not
yeah.
committal,
There's
staying in the middle.
a lot of that coming out too with that, with Mercury going into Gemini today. So look for text, emails, phone calls, a lot of activities going out and about. So there's going to be a lot of socializing. So when you get in those situations and somebody's on their last nerve, just kind of steer clear, find a way to take a break or something, because everybody's kind of wearing it on their sleeve right now. And this is just going
Yeah,
to
just let them
intensify
be.
as we go on.
It's like,
Yes.
watch them like a loving parent is try to like love your child through a tantrum. It's interesting. You
Pretty
stay
much.
detached. You don't be like, well, because your little 2-year-old's having a tantrum, that you get angry with them because they're angry and having a tantrum. That doesn't make sense. So you have to watch
No.
as a parent lovingly and try to stay detached. It's what you got to do with people right now. If they're having a little tantrum, just let them cry it out. It's okay.
Yes.
Everything will be fine. Not
Just do
always easy.
something else. Yeah, it will. It will.
All right. Yeah, Gemini season's always been very interesting for me. What else we got going on?
Okay, well, so you have the full moon coming in Sagittarius. So that
All
means
right.
you have the moon and the sun opposing each other. So you're looking at the two polarities. So we're working with the energy of the Sagittarius and with Gemini. Sagittarius is the seeker, the adventurer. What's the new journey? What's the next path? Uh, Bringing things in and making them come to your attention easier. So intuition and stuff, I think, is going to be highly we're going to be highly tuned in right now, with some other aspects too, but I feel that as part of this full moon. And then you look at Gemini, it's the curiosity seeker. Okay, how does this work? How can I do this? What can we do here? Gemini wants to have its hands in so many different things, and a lot of times you'll have several ideas and several options, and as you work through this cycle, things will come to your attention. Something will just trigger you and you'll go, wait a minute. Not in a bad way trigger you, but you'll remember something and say, wait a minute, now that makes sense, and it kind of points you in the next direction. So I see a lot of that going on over the next week or so here, and actually clear into the rest of June and July. There's a lot of action in the next month or so.
Okay, so you see that coming. Interesting. Very interesting.
Also, something that we got going on here during the Sagittarius full moon, we have a square from Neptune, and it's squaring the sun and the moon both. And Neptune in Pisces, it tends to be foggy, hazy. Sometimes things aren't quite clear. It's more based on listening to your gut and your intuition, listen to your energy, listen to what your body's telling you, because it can make things very unclear, and that's when you have to kind of go inside. Pisces is more about the internal work and the spiritual, the intuition. So we have that square there, but even though we have that fogginess, we have Saturn helping out because it's in a positive aspect to the sun and moon both, and it's going to provide support and stability during the Neptune haze. So get grounded, listen to your body, get in touch, work with your energy, whatever you can do energetically to move it out. It's not a time to let that energy sit. I mean, even if you just get up, and I learned some things on a retreat I did with Molly McCord and Lori Rise, and just kind of things you could do, just stand up and move your body just a little bit in different ways, and you feel totally better. I mean, you feel the energy run through, and you're not so keyed up, because there's a lot of that going on with Uranus and Taurus right now, and Venus. So we have a lot of energy in Taurus that's kind of how do I say it, spicy, electric, new ideas coming in. Venus finding new ways of doing things too, because it's all kind of fallen into the way the planets are lining up in the aspect. It's almost like telling a story. And let me find here where I had that. So you're looking at the strong Taurus energies involved in this full moon chart too.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at the North Node, Venus, and Uranus. So Uranus is about surprises.
Mm.
Venus is what you want next, and the North Node is taking it forward. And they're lined up just like that. So it's kind of like a story, just in the way the planets are laying beside each other.
Don't you love when that happens?
Yes, it's really cool.
That's great. Well, that was a lot there. I wanted to ask you, is it normal for Saturn to have a sextile and a trine for the sun and the moon at the same time like this?
Well, it just happens when you have the full moon. That's when it'll happen like that.
Okay. But usually hasn't Saturn been kind of like a negative influence versus positive?
Yeah, Saturn had been in retrograde and it just went forward again. Saturn can be your friend, but you have to work with Saturn intentionally. You have to realize that it's about having a reality check with yourself and saying, okay, let's get serious here. What can I do for the long term, and what can I do to take this forward? The Saturn's not about a temporary fix. Saturn wants you to put yourself in the best position so you can take it forward, and it's something you can depend on later. It's about the long-term commitments and what do I really want to do. So he's just getting your attention and saying, are you sure that's what you want? Be careful what you wish.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, he can kind of be a pain, but when he's helping out too, it'll help you just kind of ground and sit back and get that detachment and look at things. Because Saturn rules Capricorn, which Capricorn's very practical. Capricorn wants to spell out the details, have a plan. It's all about the authority, the following the systems, doing what you need to do to put things in place. So yeah, Saturn is a little bit of a taskmaster, but it can be a good thing if you use it the right way.
Yeah, all right. I remember you talking about that. I'm sorry I can't remember all this. It just seems like every time when we have these conversations, there's always a lot of different things that are happening that are major. So it's interesting to hear what your perspective is. I'm just going to take a real quick second here and ask, Derek's mentioning you have a little bit of feedback, and he's saying your speakers might be too loud possibly on your end because it's coming through.
Let me try to turn
you got to make sure you can hear me, but that could be it. I want to say, hey, Derek, hey, Dee, hey, Melanie, thanks for being here. And everyone else. Yeah, I'm not hearing it as much now. That's good. That's really good. Can you hear me okay?
I could have put my earbuds on, I guess. But last time I did it, something didn't work right, so I haven't tried them since.
That's funny. And I think the last time I put my headphones in, I heard the feedback louder. So I was like, I forgot about that tonight. It's all about the communication.
Yes, yes.
So I just want to take a quick minute too and just send out a shout out to my daughter Amber and her boyfriend Mike, who had to put down one of their fur babies last night, Mal. So we'd like to say to Diego, peace and welcome across the Rainbow Bridge. So keep them in your thoughts and your prayers, everyone, if you don't mind. Diego was a part of their family for a long time, so he's very loved, and he was very, very, very tall, like large cat in the height department. It's pretty funny. Some of the pictures, yeah. So just sending out loving thoughts and memories to my daughter and Mike and Meow.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Meow.
They're like family.
Welcome. What's that, Bev?
I said they're like family.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're like, when they say fur babies, you're not kidding. They're really like, and you got to talk to the other ones too, because the other family members, when someone's not coming home again, it's kind of sad. Like, you got to let them know, like, Diego won't be back, and he crossed the Rainbow Bridge. He's free now, or something. You got to at least try to talk to them, because I think if you don't say anything, it sort of invalidates their feelings. And maybe they don't have feelings like we do, emotions. But dogs can get depressed and cats can get depressed.
Oh yeah, I had it happen when I lost one. The other one got really depressed and followed around looking for her. It was so sad. It broke my heart.
Yeah. And you know what? How do we know? Unless you have knowledge of being a dog or a cat, how do you know that they don't get sad or depressed? Anyway, I'm getting off topic.
That's all right.
We have Bev here with us tonight, talking to us about the strawberry super full moon that's tomorrow night that everybody's been feeling. It may as well have been tonight. because of the way the energies have been the last couple days. But we also have Saturn in 2 positive aspects to the sun and the moon, which is squaring Neptune in Pisces. And if I got this right, I think that's good that the sun and moon have help from Saturn so that they can, say, okay, Neptune, settle down now. Just stay in your lane.
Yeah, Saturn will help us ground that erratic energy, or it kind of help us detach and take a step back. It's also gives us a time to gain new perspectives on unfinished emotional business, because there's a lot of that going on here too with that Neptune in Pisces. That's the last sign. It's all about dissolving, transmuting, about the rebirth and death. So a lot of that's going on too. A lot of emotional things are coming up with that Neptune and Pisces that are giving you a final chance to heal that too, with Saturn helping you on that. And you have Pluto bringing everything forward, taking it through the last degrees of Capricorn, where we're at with the USA Pluto return. It's also changing things, like you were talking, putting new things in place, seeing how we want to take it forward. And that's all this stuff coming out that's been coming out and is going to continue to. I think it's going to get probably a lot worse in the next month and a half. I know we have this Saturn transit until October 22nd, which I find rather interesting that goes out, this aspect that we have in October, right before November. And that's all I'm going to say. Yeah. So a lot of things are going to be changed, and I'm wondering, is it going to lead us to a better system come November, or what is it going to do? So that's interesting to me on that end. I don't always say a lot about things like that, but we all know the system's been broken in so many ways. Everything has been broken for a long time now. Let's find these new ways and let's take them forward. And that's what I'm hoping for with this energy.
Well, I think some of the things that that didn't get broken, but they took our toys. They took from us, and they put us in a box, and they said, "This is all you got." And they didn't tell us that there was another sandbox, but it was the rest of the world. Like, it was you're free out here, but no, they put us in a sandbox and said, "Stay."
Yes.
And this new is, we're still going to use the sand. Like, we're going to get the healing tech and all the other technologies. We're going to get access to those things, but we have to be ready for that. And sometimes it's taking personal responsibility for things. Are we ready to clean our own home? Or are we ready to take care of our own business? Whatever it is you have to do. Are you taking care of somebody else? Are you doing your chores? Are you clocking in when you need to and giving all out effort, whatever you do, with integrity, honesty, transparency? Like, because if you're living in that kind of spiritual life, if you're living multidimensional and in some kind of spiritual capacity like that, that you're going to be guided to go where you need to go and do what you need to do. Just like claiming a state national status instead of a U.S. citizen status. You're leaving a corporation and you're going somewhere else. So, like, there's things that people are doing to take that action. But Bev, I think the tipping point is a lot closer than we think.
I hope you're right, because every day I get up and I go, oh man, aren't we any further than this? Especially the last couple of days with this energy coming in, it's hit me pretty hard. And I don't know, it's just I think it's got to be in sight. And then I hear, 10 years, somebody's saying something 10 years from now, and I'm going, no, I don't want to hear this. No, please.
Well, did you know it took them 15 years from the signing of the Declaration of Independence to when they actually knew they had a new government? Everybody knew they had a new government. That's how long it took for the old flailing arms of control to leave whatever, infested, and they had things like where people can sign up to be willing slaves, but the people that don't even know they're slaves, to exit the slavery, like they're going to go kicking and screaming. If all the heads are taken off and all the legs are just flailing, we got to deal with every leg from the bottom up.
Exactly. And I think Pluto's bringing in the integrity that we need to take it forward. We've seen how things have been done with integrity, not even in the ballpark, So now it's time to bring the integrity back and let's do things the right way. And Pluto, I think, is going to kind of set all that stuff right. I really believe that. Oh no, got a frog tonight. Sinuses. I don't know if anybody else is having sinus problems, but man, it's been bad the last couple of days.
You know what? Today it started with the humidity, and the humidity always gives me headaches. So yes, I personally had a really bad headache last night and this morning, and just kind of like, what happened? What's going on?
And not sleeping. I mean, I'll lay
That's the
down and I'll
flu.
sleep, but I don't feel like I slept. And I'll wake up 2 or 3 times, look at the clock. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, those
And
one
then
of
when
those
I'm out,
nights.
I think I'm working all night. So I'm wore out. I don't even feel like I slept because I know I'm
Yeah.
doing stuff.
Oh, I wanted to say welcome to C. Thanks for being here and sending your Rip Diego. All right. Derek, you're still with us. Melanie, Diane. Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Melanie, I know you're leaving comments in here, and I'm sorry I didn't get to all of them here. I'm looking at them. It's really nice, you guys, when you leave comments under videos and everything, and you're sharing a piece of yourself. There's other people that come that watch the videos that scroll down and read the comments, and when you're sharing something that hits you from something in the video that I might say or Bev might say or any videos, other content that I do. When you leave your comments like that, you're giving a piece of yourself to the pie of the
Yes.
package of the content that the people are looking at. So thank you for being a piece of the pie on my channel. I appreciate it. And I love your support and your comments. You guys are the best, truly the best. So
I can't see them, but I go back the next day and look at the comments too, so I can kind of see what everybody was saying. And, because I like input too, it's nice to see somebody has something to say or share something, kind of touches you and somebody maybe heard something they needed to hear. That's what it's about.
yes, and welcome, Amber. The humidity is making her sleepy, but yeah, without sleep. It's like,
Yes.
only if you know you've been through it, you're like, "Yep, yep, yep, I know."
Yes.
That's it.
And that's another thing to be aware of right now too, because we have in this full moon we have Mars conjunct Chiron in Aries, and that's all about the physical body. So Aries is the impatience, let's get it done, hurry, hurry, push it to the limit. You want to be very careful right now of your body. Slow down, be aware of what your body needs. If you're hungry, eat. If you need more sleep, try to get it. But yeah, accidents are possible with that Mars conjunct Chiron and Aries. Just be careful of your body and stuff here over the next week or so.
Do you think that's when a lot of people have accidents and all that? That you
I think it's a
accident prone?
combination of things. Yeah, when Mars always represents your physical body, and when he's conjunct Chiron, which is all about the healing. Yeah, I think that's a big
Okay.
thing. And you're kind of like Mercury retrograde for the electronics messing up or things like that. Kind of the same thing with Mars and conjunct the Chiron. So
I was saying, what the heck is going on with the electronics now? What can we blame it on now? The full moon? Like, it's just
yeah,
crazy what's going on with the electronics. It's
I
nuts.
think I think we'll blame it on the full moon, and we're getting ready to have Venus and Uranus conjunct too. So that's going to be some nice surprises, putting things in place, making some connections. And we've also got during this time Jupiter in Aries too, which provides new starts and energy for forward movement. And it's about truth and justice prevailing. Need I say any more?
Get out. Here's Bev, guys. Bev, ready? Mic drop.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, it's about truth and justice. So yeah, and it's in
Wow.
Aries.
When's that? When's Jupiter in Aries then?
It's in Aries right now.
Oh,
And it takes Jupiter is a 12-year cycle, so it just started its new 12-year cycle. So it's totally new energy going around the zodiac, and it's starting in Aries. So what better thing to have happen right now than it to be there and be leading this stuff forward? You have Mars, you have Jupiter, you have Chiron, all in Aries. It's some potent energy. Let's move it ahead. But
so
remember, just kind of sit back too, and remember, there's a lot of things going to be coming out, and with that Neptune in Pisces, there's going to be a lot of you're not really sure if it's true or not. There's going to be a lot of discernment. You're going to have to go inside for that, and
yep.
Saturn will give you the help there too, and Neptune will give you the spiritual help. But if you're trying to make sense of it logically, now is not the time to think logically. It's
Mm.
more about going in and listening to spirit, because it's about the Saturn's the 3D, Neptune is the 5D. And then you also have where Mercury, you're using the mind, and then Neptune is about the spiritual mind. So you have all these pieces and parts falling into that. So yeah, it's going to be about discernment too, because so much is going to come out. I
Wow.
know we keep saying it. I feel like I'm a broken record, but
No, but it
it's
is.
there.
It
It's
keeps,
there, and we all know more needs to come out.
yes.
There's so many things going on that I wanted to give a little plug. I know a lot of you know I listen to Molly McCord, and she's got a Molly McCord online. She does some channeling about the Galactic Center, and she just released something on the 10th about some channeling she got, and I found it very interesting. So some of you might want to go check that out. It's free. Just log on and check out the Galactic Center channeling. It's got some really good info. I was
Do you know
very happy with what I heard.
do you know the name of the website?
Yeah, it's Molly McCord,
MCCORD or MC MCO
MCCORD,
MCC. Okay.
online.com.
On online.com. Got it. And we whoops. I'm knocking my laptop around.
She used to do the Galactic Center channelings on YouTube, but then she moved them onto her site and just does them there. She doesn't do them on YouTube anymore. So
It's
some
like,
pretty powerful stuff she put out. And it was after we'd done that retreat. And I'll tell you, that retreat with the astrology and with the healing that we did with Lori, it was very powerful. Just some powerful things coming through. So I don't know if that's made me a little more extra sensitive to this full moon or everything going on, because I feel like I've been on this journey for the last 2 weeks. It's been interesting. Had your visit and the things we saw, and then I was on that retreat. So it's been a pretty heavy couple weeks.
it has. Well, for me as well, too. We just, when our fields, when you get two people from the 144 or from whatever Christ unit or Christ consciousness tribes or bird nations or various tribes who are like awakened for the only ascension journey or here to flip the planet, when you get two or more people gathered, it's just like kaboom,
Yes.
three or more
Yes.
even still. And then you add lineage and bloodline into that and just yeah, campfire and ritual, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. You really can't.
Right.
And
So
we got so much galactic communication. It was crazy. But anyway,
it,
that's it.
it was amazing. We really had a good time. And then I got to do that retreat after that. So I've been integrating, processing, downloading all this stuff. It's been pretty heavy, but it's all good. I'm just taking it a day at a time and resting when I need to, even if I can't sleep, if I just, lay down 45 minutes and meditate,
Yeah.
get back up and start again.
I do that too. I'm trying to look now more at meditation as a full-time experience while my human is awake. So while the human's awake, I'm meditating. You
Yes.
just don't see it. So I'm fully operational in multiple dimensions at the same time. And you do need to shut down sometimes because it can be draining on the physical, especially if you're in more than one other location in your mind systems,
Yes.
in your
Yes.
consciousness. And that rest, it comes in like clockwork and it hits you. You're just like, oh, done. See you in an hour.
Yes. Yes. I'll lay there and meditate. I can't even feel my body. That's how deep I get into it sometimes. It just feels like I'm just one big lump, I don't feel anything specifically, and that's the greatest time.
Like the one where you lose touch with your physical body. You're just kind of
Yes.
floating almost.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
I love that.
Yes. It definitely is refreshing, and we sure need it right now with all these energies.
We do. And you know what else? You reminded me of something. Energies like that you get when you're going for an acupuncture session. And I went one time for one treatment, I guess, for 3 sessions. And the first time I went in, I didn't know what to expect. I was scared of the needles a little bit, but not enough to not go. And I was telling her, God, this was so many years ago. This poor girl. I was telling her, because she's trained and knows what lymph system, where to put the needles and all this stuff.
Yes. Yes.
And I was like, well, I don't really know. I said, I know what I want. And I'm like, I'm supposed to activate people. Like, can you open up my crown chakra? And I remember telling her she didn't want to stick pins in the top of my head. I think she did, but she did more of a general thing. But anyway, point is, she left the room, and those little needles coming out of you turn into antennae, like antennas.
I'm
What's
not
the
sure. I
plural?
might have to look that one up, Lynda.
Antennae. Anyway, antennas. There, that works.
That works.
But you could feel like waves going down your body as if somebody was like blowing a fan, like from here down here, like, and it was like in a hoop. And I just drew in the energy of the field, but the pulsing waves, it reminds me of what the Schumann's been doing. And in the
Yes.
background, when you see all those like constant thin lines in the back that are in like the top maybe 3 to 4D, when you see them back in there, and sometimes they run all the way down, it's graphing like a pulse. And
I've been
that's,
watching it.
oh my God, it's the pulse of the earth. Like you can feel those energies pulsing.
Yes. And I
Anyways,
believe that was a lot of what we saw when we were looking out at the skies that night too. It's just the energy is so intense. I mean, yeah, just so much going on with that. An interesting thing that I missed here when I was talking about this too, talking about support. We have the three personal planets, which is Venus, Mars, and Mercury, and they are all in their home signs right now. That doesn't happen. That's not a common occurrence. So to have them all three in their home signs right now, all the personal planets. So it's like, it's we've taken the spiritual, we've worked on the energies and stuff, and now the personal planets can take it out into those areas of life and work in our chart through that too. So to have the personal planets all in their home signs, to me, that was kind of interesting too. That was another one of those little things you caught there. So
let me pick your brain real quick. When you say personal planets, it's something that newbie in astrology here. It's something, if I'm saying, is it because they have more of an effect on you than other planets because they're the closest to the Earth? Is that why they're the
yes,
personal planets?
yes,
Oh, okay.
you
Good.
got it.
Yay.
You got it. They're more, yeah, because they're faster moving too. So the personal planets are faster, and the outer planets are the slower moving. So the outer planets deal with things that the inner planets. The inner planets is more personal. So like when you look at somebody's chart, you'll look at their sun, moon, Venus, Mercury, and Mars. Those are the ones you always look at to kind of get the personality and the layout of a person's chart. So yeah, that's exactly what you said.
All right, that's interesting. I've got your banner running up here. You got anything going on, or you want to talk about any sessions or anything that you want to promote? Promotion time. Commercial break, guys. No.
Not right at this time. I'm looking on doing maybe something for like a monthly transit, but I think I probably need to get some of the classes out first for that. So I'm kind of torn, and I'm hoping this Gemini thing will help me decide which one to choose. You know, Saturn will come in and say, "Okay, Bev, this is going to be more productive." You know, decide which one to do first. Because yeah, I think that transit is very important. I mean, I follow that with my chart every month. I do a monthly looking at my chart and see what's going on. So I don't know. I've got some ideas, throwing them around, and we'll see what shakes out here. But I'm still doing readings if anybody'd like a reading or an update or something like that in their chart.
Yes. Go see Bev for that, for sure. My Soul Songs with an S.com and mysoulsongs@gmail.com. Right? No?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got the email both the same. I was able to do that. That was nice.
Good. All right. We still want to, if you want to work on that PayPal thing, if you want to do that, let's set up another time to.
Yeah, let's do that then, because I'd like to get that taken care of and then get maybe some of these things set up.
I have to correct the record for Boost Mobile because they're trespassing against me. So I have to take care of business with them.
Okay.
But I'm using certain language on purpose because I'm going to be doing a video about becoming a state national and all that, and I want to make sure I'm getting some of this language right. Really parse syntax, it could be, but it's just the process of administration of correcting the record and standing in your stuff, which is what I'm trying to do. So anyway, go see Bev, get your chart done by her if you haven't already, because she's awesome. She's amazing. And Bev, if you wanted to do something like have a meeting, you could just do it by donation type of thing, like, like $20 and everybody can just come hang out with you for an hour and a half or something like that. And then you can teach them how to read their own charts or just go through and I think
That's a good idea, Lynda. I never thought of that. I never looked at doing it that way. Thank you for that idea. I would be comfortable doing that to start out, just to see how it went and see what kind of response.
Yes. Well, if you're doing that, you let me know like date and time and all of that, and I will post for you. Or if you put a post, I will share it in all my groups and I will put that up there and make sure that everybody on this channel knows too when and all of that. So yeah.
Yeah, I would enjoy doing that. Everybody asking questions, kind of walking through it. I think it would be really a good thing to do.
Cool. I would be the first one to sign up because I want to learn this stuff. I want to learn everything right now. I'm back in the phase of being a sponge. Amber has a question for you here.
So I was just reading it.
Okay, good. Yeah. I wasn't sure if you could see it or not. Is it still small screen?
So Venus and Jupiter are in Aries on the chart. It means those planets are going back where they were in your birth chart. So you have different returns where the planet will come back around to where it was in your chart. And it can be a good thing, depends on what house that you have Aries in as to what you're dealing with or where it's at in your chart. But it can be a positive thing. Yeah. Working with your sun sign and kind of vamping yourself. So yeah.
The fact that they're all back in their home, all the personal planets, right? Which ones again are back in their home planet? I'm sorry, their home.
Mercury's at home in Gemini, Venus in Taurus, and Mars in Aries.
Mars in Aries, right. And what's Jupiter's in? Because he's the next one.
Jupiter's in Aries also.
Okay. That's his home planet?
Its new cycle. So anything that is in Aries, it's beginning their new cycle, however many years that particular planet is. So it's starting a whole new time around. It's like another whole layer of energy it's adding to the picture.
But is that where Jupiter's home planet is, Aries?
Actually, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So Jupiter is the ruler of this full moon also. So Jupiter is more prominent right now. And Jupiter is going to bring that truth, justice, the new steps, the next plans, the learning, the traveling, short-term travel, short distance, just a lot of things like that. So yes.
Truth and justice, baby.
Yes. So it's part of this full moon too.
Wow. It's part of this full moon. Okay.
Yeah.
What I kept thinking to myself was I would love to not have to go through the process of what I was telling you I want to do. Because there's the part of me that's just like, oh my God, why do we have to go through all this paperwork and administrative stuff and whatever? And I kind of cringe when I think about snail mail. Although if you're writing letters with a friend or something like that, that's different. That's more pleasurable. But because of all the trauma that we've had dealing with corporate law, Roman law, dealing with the corporation, it's kind of like we've been inundated with the paperwork. And then just to think of doing administrative stuff. I mean, even email's a pain in the ass right now, is it not?
Yeah, I'm bad about that end of stuff, I will say. And I used to do that for a living. I did a lot of office work and managing files and different things like that. I hate it. I'll have stacks sitting of unopened mail, and I know I'm bad about that, but snail mail, I'll let it pile up. It's bad. I hate dealing with it.
Oh my God. Amber says, thank you, by the way. Melanie's asking if anyone else can see the multidimensional plasmic activity behind Bev. I see stuff going on. There's definitely shifting going on with the light too, and the captures.
Good. Yeah, light.
Yeah, it's bending in a way that's letting you see things. So that's awesome. Cool. Good catch there, Melanie. Good catch. And Amber's saying it's fun to learn about. Just a lot of stuff.
Yes.
I agree.
Astrology, astrology is a lot. But that's what keeps me excited about it, because every day I can learn something new and I can make another connection. Because you'll learn something and you'll go along 6 months down the road and you'll come across something and say, wait a minute, now I can bring that piece of information in, and now this all lines up and comes together. So it's definitely something that you got to have patience for, and you really got to love, because it could drive you crazy if you didn't have that passion or love for it. It could get pretty tedious after a while, but I enjoy that. I enjoy putting puzzles together, and I think that's why I enjoy it so much.
It makes sense that puzzles go together with this, because there's so many different little things that you can look at, and each one of them's their own. It's like a multi-dimensional rabbit hole.
Pretty much.
Like one that branches off into many places is what I mean. But yeah.
Yes. And so many things come together, to make it all up, because I believe numerology, human design, all of this comes together as a bigger overall piece of the pie. So when you start tying them together and making the links, that to me is even more amazing. That's what keeps me, wanting to do this so much.
Yeah, you got to be passionate about it. It's like if you feel that burning desire, like they say, if you do something that you truly are. Okay, well, I'm already here. I haven't even said it. They're already arguing with me. God, hang on a minute. Like, So it was like if you're doing something that you truly love, you're not working, right? But then there's
Right.
also that passionate desire to do something for a purpose, even if you don't like what you're doing, you do it and you do it what so well that nobody can touch this kind of thing. Like this is
Yes.
my you take such ownership of something that fire inside has it going, even if it's tedious, like even if it is doing administrative paperwork or
Right.
something, some such.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
know, overall, it's for the higher good, and it's
yes.
getting you where you need to be. So even the small little annoying parts, that aren't as much fun, you can kind of make them just kind of slide by easier because,
Mhm.
overall, the bigger picture makes a difference.
And you're making it a game. Make everything a game. I keep hearing, I swear to God, my life is a musical. And I don't even know what the genre is because it's just all kinds of different everything has a tone and a vibration to it. So it's weird. It's like stepping into this whole new is already here, but we're building this bridge to say we're ready now.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
ready. We are walking across this bridge with full responsibility of carrying our own stuff or leaving it behind and starting new.
It's all new, and it's going to be better. It's just getting through this last little bit, but I think we're going to see so much happen. I think by the end of July, the beginning of August, we're not even going to be able to recognize a lot of things that we see right now, and that's just
Oh,
my personal feeling.
really? Really
Yes.
now? I'm glad we got that
Yes.
out of you. Okay.
I've been
Mm.
feeling that for a little while, and as I'm hearing other people talk in the astrology community, I'm kind of chuckling because they're saying it in their own way. So yeah, a lot of people are feeling that way. It's good to get confirmation that more than one person is feeling what you are.
That's good because I know there's gonna be another push, but there already is a pushback right now, and they're trying to run the whole scam again. The one they ran on everybody last time, 2 years ago,
Yes.
like, they're gonna try to run that again and, like, no, like, nope, nope,
Don't
it's
I
not
don't
worth it.
think so. I don't think they're going to be able to.
I
I
don't
think
think
a
they
lot
are
of
either.
that is just not going to be able to happen. That energy can't exist anymore here. A lot of things are being sent out that aren't going to be allowed back on the planet, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the cleanup job's just taking a really long time is because it's taken a long time for people to see that there is something else going on behind the scenes, and there's a lot of research to do to educate ourselves. And these re-education camps and all these things, it's like they take everything that we're doing and then they twist it and they use it and turn it into something it's not. And then they use the good words for it, like not good words, but
Yes. Yes.
like they'll pick, like No Child Left Behind is a perfect example. No Child Left Behind sounds fantastic, doesn't it? But it was
Yeah.
a horrible, horrible bill, like a horrible, like, law. It just was actually means to leave the children behind by dumbing them down, and anyway, I could go off on that one, that's a whole 'nother tangent, but
Play
it's
on
re
words, and they can do that well to make you believe it. Dress it up and make it look like something it is not. That's
yeah,
exactly what that's about.
yeah,
Semantics. Yeah. No
and
time for that now.
it's all about the language. Everything is
Yes.
about the language.
Yes, it
It's
is.
actually pretty amazing. It's pretty genius, and it's pretty hysterical at a level on a different level of thinking, like, not about the suffering. If you take that out
Mhm.
of the picture, it's pretty darn hysterical. It's like
Yes.
everything I mean, the ridiculous amounts of synchronized numbers with my galactic kin number, like, they mess with me all the time, and sometimes it happens so many times in a row, like, if I'm sitting with my mom and we're at the casino and the numbers that come up and certain times, the galactic kin, the combination with the 8s and us, when we get together, it's like nothing else can come up except those numbers. It's funny as heck. So
That's
anyway,
me with
sorry.
the 11s and the 22s and the 12s. I see them
Yeah,
everywhere. They're just, yeah, everywhere I look. That's pretty cool.
and once you start realizing that, the code that's going on and what you're really living in and all that kind of stuff, you're just like, "Okay, funny."
Yeah. Yeah. You shake
Funny.
your head and go, yeah, okay.
Hey,
Sarcastic sense
you
of
want
humor then a little bit, but
you
how
wanna
long did
move
it take us to get here?
right, right. How
So
long?
we can't expect a change overnight.
And yes, and it is gonna take longer. I mean, it's longer than just a light switch, but there is gonna come a point when there will be that
Yeah.
announcement, that light switch, but, what position do you wanna be standing in there? because you want to be standing. You don't want to
Yeah,
be understanding anybody else. You don't want to be under, and you don't want to give any. You don't want to be under anybody else's jurisdiction.
right.
You want to be standing in your truth,
And your
you know,
sovereignty.
of your sovereignty, of who you are, why you came here to this planet, and ready for the next round of what's coming in the good. Because,
Yes.
if you don't stand for yourself, no one else is going to. Just saying. Hate to say it like that, but
That's true, though. You have to stand for what you believe in. It's about being your authentic self and daring to do some of these things and step out here and say the things that we do and put the things out there because we know it's important. We know we're here to do this. So, yeah, no, I don't like being on camera a whole lot, but, I'm supposed to do this. So if I can help one person not go through something I did or just, make somebody's day better by realizing they're not crazy or alone, that's what it's all about. Those
oh,
uncomfortable moments are worth it, I guess.
yeah, and you know what? You do great. You guys give her some loving in the chat. Let her know how great she does. I mean, seriously, you pack so much information into one show. And hey, Tina. Welcome. You pack the way you deliver your information too is funny because you have, a very direct approach. Like you give the information, but then you tie it in and you just leave this little sarcastic, dripping, hanging, funny thing in there. Or, you make an analogy that's great. So yes.
That's the
Yes.
Sagittarius in my chart. Yeah. That was
That's a sad.
Sagittarius moon. Yeah. Yeah. So
That's
my
funny. Well,
moon's
how in your chart, how much are you affected by this full moon tomorrow night, personally?
pretty much so. That's why I think I've been feeling it for about 4 or 5 days already. Yeah. The moon affects me a lot. And being as it's in my natal moon sign. Yeah. This one I feel pretty good. So a lot of downloads, a lot of things coming online is what I'm feeling.
Well, I'd like to know when you have something where you say, like, all right, you're listening to an astrologer and they're talking about, say, this being at this degree, like Venus being at like 23 degrees. I don't know. I don't want to pick the wrong degree and say it, but when you talk about that, you're like, well, look in your chart and see if this is anywhere near that. And if you could give some kind of not quick, but like a beginner kind
Yeah.
of, like a quick $20 kind of donation thing or just something, whatever you want to call, whatever you want to charge. I'm not gonna tell you what to charge. But if you want to do something like that, that would really help a lot of people, I think. You guys let her know in the comments if you would take a, quick little seminar or workshop or whatever you want to, whatever
Yeah.
you
If
want to do, a
anybody'd be
class, a course.
interested in it. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, yeah, just make it more personal. But like I personally want to learn. I know there's other people that want to learn things that you can be self-sufficient, where you can look at your natal chart and go, oh, it looks like
Yeah.
Jupiter's going to affect me or Venus is going to get me on this moon. Not get me, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Gonna get my attention. Has got something coming in I need to look at and see. It could be something really good. That's how
And
you got
Amber
to look at
says,
it.
there it is. Matter of fact and relatable. You're very relatable. I agree, Amber.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very nice. Well,
I
yes.
try to stay on task, because I write things down or whatever, but then there's stuff coming in channeled while I'm talking too. So it just all combines. When you look at my notes and how I sit down and make my notes, I shake my head and go, what are you doing with this? How are you going to put this together? But it seems to just flow once I get on here. So I'm glad that somebody's getting something from it. And
Well, your notes are great too, because then you look at you have your like a template, and then you let the channel come in, but you have your points, and if you miss something, Spirit like always kind of tap, 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 you forgot
yes,
that.
yes, I'm trying to flip through as we're talking just to see if there's something else I missed.
Oh, you go right ahead. All right, you guys, if you have any questions for Bev while she's on here live, if you've got anything you want to ask her, now would be a good time. Or let her know if you'd attend her workshop and seminar if you're interested in taking, a seminar or workshop with
Just learning the basics of kind of like the house setup and how to identify your planets, where
yes.
they're at in degree points.
Please, and thank you. I'm already consider me signed up. So you've already got one here, and I know there's other people in the group. There's other sisters that aren't in here that would take it in a heartbeat. So,
Well, now that I did that Zoom retreat that I did with Molly and them, that was kind of cool. So you know what? I'm feeling a little more comfortable with it. Yeah, doing a Zoom like that could be really cool. Actually got me
yeah,
excited about it, Lynda. So yeah, definitely.
good. I'm very glad. All right. Well, that's good. So, all right. Well, anything else coming through? If you're talking to spirit there, you're getting any hits on anything? Did you want to read through some notes and I'll just do a little rambling, or how you feeling? You know, I can
Feeling
ramble.
pretty good. Feeling pretty good about it. Just be patient with yourself again. Not even just the astrology, the energy's coming through, the Schumann and all that stuff. It's pretty potent right now. So again, think before you speak. Um, Gemini is about saying things, but before you blurt it out there, you have that little bit of Aries impatience or the little bit of flash of anger. Stop and think about it, because right now you want to get it right. You don't want to keep making those same uh, patterns and habits, that the poop loops you don't want to go back around on. Just take the time. Give yourself time to be kind to yourself and others, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, because what goes around comes around. We know that.
Yes, it does.
Amber, don't worry. That'll work itself out one way or another. And money, no, it's not. I'm still in the hustle myself right now for making a car payment this month. So you gotta be in the grind and in the hustle. And speaking of my hustle this month, I'm leaving sessions open for scheduling. If you want to schedule one with me, I'll offer 50% discount for a personal session. So go on my website under services, lindalate.com. And I am, where is that the right? Yeah. lindalate.com. And under services for my personal sessions, they're 50% off. So you would go down to the donate button and click on other. And when you get that and you get the link for my calendar, you're not going to see any available dates. And it's going to say that everything's done by video. All right. But this is the only time I'm announcing that for this week for anyone who schedules before next weekend. Because like I said, I'm in the grind, I'm in the hustle. So I had to make an offer for everybody. So my sessions are normally done out on location somewhere, and I do a video. Well, I do a healing session, everything, and then I start recording what happened in your session. And then I finish it all up with a beautiful card reading. And so now instead of doing it like that, your 50% off will get you an in-person video Zoom 1 hour session. So there's that.
Yeah.
The only
Lynda's
time
readings are really good. She did
Oh.
one for me and a couple for me, and they've been spot on. Thank you, Lynda.
Oh, thank you, Bev. All right. That's it. I hate doing that part. That's the worst part of the show, but you know what? You got to let people know what's going on and what your dealio is. So, yeah.
Hey, we're all here to help each other out,
You said uncomfortable in front of the camera. I say uncomfortable promoting. Like, it's just ick.
Yeah.
Can we just not do this anymore? Can we just share with people and not have to be in the hustle and the grind all the time?
Yes.
That's what I'm looking forward to. I'll do whatever I have to do. I've done whatever I've, had to do to put food on the table and take care of things. It's been a survival kind of lifetime. It's what do we call it? The death by 1,000 cuts, the sacred warrior lifetime.
I think most of us have had it that way, that kind of find our way together. I think a lot of us has taken some tough roads, but
Yeah. And
we're tough enough to get through it.
Amber's comment reminded me of that too, because no, it's not. And it's like, it shouldn't be that way. And it's up to us to take some action to somehow change things. And we're doing that 105,000 a week at a time, I think.
Yes.
Taking that action. Yep. So things will flip. We've already won. We just got to get there. We just got to keep marching forward. Onward and upward. Right?
You got it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here tonight, Bev. It's always a pleasure having you. I love having you come on here and give us these updates. Like, there's too much going on, to focus on just a couple things and oh yeah, but this and this and this. There's always a lot of stuff happening. So
there's a lot more. Believe me, I go about a week at a time because it's too much for me. It makes my head spin. I can't remember it all, so I take little chunks at a time, and that's kind of how I break it down. I don't like to get too far ahead. And it's funny, my sister looks at astrology too, and she just retired, so she's getting back into it. And she said, I can't do more than a week either. She said, that's enough. I don't want to know anymore. So we kind of laughed about that.
Yeah, sometimes it's weird. It's so eerie how exactly precise the
Yes.
serendipity and synchronicities are. Like, you cannot plan this stuff. You just can't.
No.
So
And if you look too far ahead, I think sometimes you're doing yourself a disservice because it takes other things to fall in place before that. So that's why I really only do about a week ahead of time as far as these.
yeah. Well, we'll talk about the next one. I know we can't announce the next one from now, and we're not exactly on the same night like we were 2 weeks ago. We were just doing this more like event-driven
Yes.
astrological updates, which feels a lot better. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll have something good coming out again because it's a packed full month, believe me, and going into July too.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Thank you, Bev, for being here tonight. Thank you guys for being here in the chat, for your support, your love, your questions, your
Thank you.
comments, all of it. We are so grateful for every single one of you and everyone who sees us in the future and all your family and lineages, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm in a goofy mood tonight. I'm tired, but you know what? I'm full of joy and I just want to spread it. I want to spread this joy and this peace, regardless of everything else. Everybody's feeling all the negativities too. Like, remember, you have the opposite of whatever you're feeling also exists. It's also true. So balance the scales within yourselves. And
Yes.
there was something else I was going to say, but you know what's coming up. Just be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. And
Don't be food.
don't be food. I love you guys. Bye.